Warning, warning, this episode includes explicit material. Matilda and Laurie were both unsupervised during the Aries full moon, and there were much shenanigans had by all. If you are sensitive or a snowflake, you might be offended. You have been warned.
I wonder if I've got time to record that list about
transits. What's the
and
moon
you have to
doing?
just
I gotta eat.
that day
I
around
gotta
to
all
fix
day.
some
God,
fucking
it's
things.
God, it's been a week. Next reading, last
See,
one.
where are you?
Just
Can I
real
grab
bad.
my water?
Hi,
Hi, it's
how's your day
Matilda.
going?
It's so nice
Just
to hear
getting
your
your chart
voice.
up. We're here.
Hold on, before I talk. For all those listening, that was a very big drink of water.
Absolutely. And a guzzle of coffee.
Good-o.
Because some people don't like sounds.
The ironic thing is, though, that a lot of it is this, okay? I'm not going to lie, all right? Can you hear that? I do that constantly when I'm recording.
Oh, yeah?
So it's not my... It is the clicking of a pen, so...
I think people, if they don't like how something sounds, shouldn't listen.
It amazes me that somebody took so much time out of their day to write that review. I mean, seriously, how sad do you have to be? How miserably...
All by myself. Gonna be all by myself. Oh my God, Matilda, it's a full moon and we're unsupervised.
I am petty and I feel like being petty. And we matchy.
We're matching.
Mm-hmm.
And then we didn't even say what we were wearing.
We didn't.
This was like unintentional. This means
But
we're
how
gonna
do you
be in
get
trouble.
yours? Does mine say crazy woman?
It does. Mine is backwards to me, and yours is front ways to you.
Okay,
so
this is the high five again, isn't it? I think
it is. It is.
For Christmas, we are going to gift our Patreons.
Wait,
an
if you do
outtake.
It works.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we're going to gift our Patreons the outtakes of all of our recordings.
We should.
Just going to put them all together. And
where we choke on our own spit.
Yeah. That happens to me more than you know. How many times have I said, "Oh fuck," "Oh no," in just today, just during our conversations today. The other day, Laurie asked me, "How are you still alive?"
Because I'm pretty klutzy.
It's a mystery.
So yeah, it's. I'm like, wow. I've never met my match.
I seriously, I set my hair on fire the other week.
That was
funny.
It took talent.
And then this morning I'm making my drink. And I always add a liquid IV to it.
Right.
But I just threw the water in, and I have sparkling water from the soda stream, and I created a volcano.
That's very, very funny.
I know.
That's very, very funny. Oh, Matilda. Oh, Matilda.
Look, I'm still walking. I'm still talking.
Right.
I'm just
any more when we're on the phone. I'm like, are you okay, or is that the Tourette's going again?
I did tell you. I medicate for the Tourette's. That's why I've got a dry mouth.
So you got trolled so hard.
I have been trolled so hard
by somebody who obviously is mentally imbalanced.
There's definitely a mental imbalance there. It started off and I was like quite butthurt about it because the reason I know who it is because they put a Google review up. They weren't happy with their reading. The reason they were not happy with their reading was not because I upset them in any way. I did not repeat the exact sentence that they asked their guides to give me. First of all, she didn't book a mediumship reading. It was a psychic reading.
Cuckoo, cuckoo,
And then
cuckoo.
I had referred her back to one of my podcasts. If someone's got 30 minutes, I'm not going to talk about the topic. Just go and listen to this. Or there's this information that would help you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was bullshit. So she left a 1-star review with a load of bullshit on Google. And I said, look, I'm really sorry you're unhappy with your reading. I can't remember what else I said, but that was it. What blew my mind is, that she was unhappy she paid for her reading with me. That's right. What blew my mind was, it was 2 or 3 weeks ago, she took to my TikTok and was making fake account after fake account up. She was upset that I blocked her. She was upset, but she was repeating her review word for word on Google. That's a dead fucking giveaway. I'm sorry. If you're going to be spiteful, be clever. But she'd made about 10 different accounts. Fine, got over that, took myself shopping, felt a bit better, and then she went to my podcast. And at the time, Beyond the Broomstick was sitting at number 1 in the US spirituality charts, and it was continuously at number 1. And she repeated a sentence, she's a scammer, I've used her to save you the effort, or something like that. But then she very, very nastily put a comment, and I knew it was her because I don't have a lot of Australian, like my balance of Australian versus US. It wasn't about my work
In the audience.
It wasn't about my work. It was about the way that I sounded. So yes, she's trolled me pretty hard. And I did leave a voicemail message, very nice, saying, maybe please stop. And she retaliated by removing her Google review and then putting another one in there. So I'm just sending love to her. So she's trolled me pretty hard.
See, what disturbs me is somebody would go to that amount of effort and not just like move on with their lives. That's a little spooky, and it is spooky season. So
it is. Don't, like, if she lived in the same state as me, I'd be a little bit worried. But the fact that somebody would go to that much effort and have that much hate and I phoned you up and I just said, I don't want to do this anymore.
I know.
And you just went, no, put your big girl panties on. And they're big. Believe me, I've got big girl panties.
I used your full name.
You did.
I did. I mommed you.
She definitely mommed me. And you made a very good point that one person trying to undo the good that someone is doing. The initial reason it struck me as the dichotomy of it was that at the time she was making up all these fake accounts.
Yeah.
I was watching people lose their homes, their livelihoods, their lives from a prediction that I made. And yes, we were getting the thanks for people we had pre-warned. And people were very grateful of that. But the dichotomy between the two, because...
Yeah, it was a lot. That was a lot. Yeah, it was. It was very
heartbreaking.
Yeah, it's very intense.
But she is who she is. She's still got to live with herself. I get to live with myself. I'm all good. I've got over it. But in between that, we had the people that weren't happy about the hurricane machine. Did you know that the Democrats have got a hurricane machine?
I swear to God, I haven't cried so hard in my whole life that people could be so fucking stupid. So utterly fucking stupid. The people that believe, between nuking the moon, which we wouldn't be alive, dumbasses, or one party has, like, okay, so did Bush cause Katrina, or is it new technology now? And the whole HARP thing, if you're listening and you believe that HARP is controlling the weather, you have not read the science.
It's the fact that they kept saying to me, read, look at this, look at this, look at this. You've not read above the headline. You've pulled out a couple of key words. and you have controlled biased, or whatever it's called, confirmed bias in your research,
but,
and you picked
confirmation
the wrong girl,
bias.
confirmation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you picked the wrong girl to question about whether she can research something or not, because I wasn't going to be putting up with that. But my question is this: if the Democrats have a hurricane machine,
why didn't they hit Texas?
Yeah, but also, are the Republicans too stupid to have one? Do they not?
Yeah, I loved those videos, right? I ain't voting for anybody who can't control the weather, I thought that was great. But no, it's utterly like that. Anyone could believe, oh, you've got the little moose sticker. I sent you stuff.
You did. She sent me this jumper and a moose sticker and lots of bee sticks, which I have in my tea. Honey sticks.
I love that. The honey sticks. Yeah. Because you don't get those in Australia.
I have not seen them.
That's so cool. I didn't know, but when I was in the shop, I was like, ooh, this looks like something you might enjoy. So
yes, I did. I certainly do enjoy them. But yes, it has been distressing on social media, to say the least, and not just about people being meanie poo-poo heads to us. The stupidity.
The amount of dumbassery. And everybody has like a weak link. Everybody has like their kryptonite. My kryptonite is abject intentional ignorance. Like you could lay all the facts out, and there's a difference between not knowing, which is ignorance, right? It doesn't mean you're stupid. It just means you don't know, right? And that means you can learn. But when you can lay it all out in front of somebody and they still go, nah, I'd rather be a dumb fuck. That does me in, because it just shows that the species is screwed. And
the evolution.
It does me
de-evolution is real, man. It's and the fact that I hate to tell you, Laurie, but I found the moon last night.
They stole mine tonight.
Oh no.
It's cloudy and the moon isn't there and it's not shining through, so somebody must have taken it again.
Well, they must have taken mine, because the sun's out and I can't see it.
Did you see on my video where I went, it went nunite. It went nunite. The sun goes nunite too. I was just like, and then it was funny because like you get all the dumbassery and people don't realize, we get hundreds of comments and 90% are great. But when we get hit by trolls or bots, we get flooded, flooded. And during that time, I was getting hit really, really hard, including not just by right-wingers, but by extreme lefters who were like, you're obviously like a shill, and I'm like, go fuck yourselves. Okay.
I love that when people accuse someone of being a shill, I'm just like, what the fuck are you on?
Just because I'm not giving you what you want, and that boils down to it. Whenever we're giving predictions and they're not to somebody else's desire, we're somehow the devil, evil, working with demons. Did you know I work with demons, bitch? Yes, I do. If I work with demons, why would you fuck with me?
Exactly.
Period.
I'm going to send the demons your way.
And might yet.
I just want to explain to a few people that are listening. It's actually probably not our listeners, so I'm probably wasting my breath. But feel free to soundbite this and share amongst those people in the US that might not understand. I'm in a little place called Australia that is in a different area.
Tie me kangaroo down, mate. Tie me kangaroo down.
But I'm in this place called Australia, which many people claimed didn't exist for quite a while. There were still videos that Australia that didn't exist. But the moon often comes to see me when it's 9 eyes from you. Because I'm at a different time and a different day.
And sometimes Matilda and I play ping pong with it.
Yeah. I just like, fuck me. I know that you and I probably were afforded a level of education that many weren't. But I'm pretty sure that I learned about the moon and the sun in junior school.
I was in 3rd grade, and I know we learned about it in school, but I knew about it before then because I noticed things. And by the way, I'm going to say, when I was a kid, when I was a kid, instead of going to the woods and drinking with people, including like in 6th grade, because people did that, I went to the fucking library and read books. Okay. It was there for everybody. But you know what? Not everybody wanted to.
No.
I used to help the kids who had a hard time reading read. Right. So if the teachers were not getting it, I would actually help people. No, because I can tell you it was quiet on a Saturday. I spent every Saturday in the library because I had no social life.
Okay. Can I just say, not everyone has, not everyone is Laurie. Doctor, what's his name? What's the junior doctor? What's his name? The one that was doctor? A teenager that was Dr. Dowser, Dr. Doodlettle, Dr.
Oh, Doogie Howser.
Doogie Howser. Not everyone is Doogie Howser like Laurie, but
sometimes I was reading smut in the libraries because I didn't want my mom to take the books, okay? It wasn't all science and metaphysics, but no, I read some pretty slutty books. And it was called classical literature.
Yeah. Okay. She read
Madame Bovary.
Oh, okay. There you go. I am shooketh. Okay.
In 7th grade.
Really? I was on Judy Blume in 7th grade. So, you were one ahead of me.
My mom would find me reading things and be like, that's not appropriate for your age. I'm like, off to the library I go. People are like, we're going to go drink. I'm like, library's calling. There's interesting things in there. You have no idea.
I used to love the encyclopedias. I was a bit weird.
No, I love those. Encyclopedias, National Geographic magazine, the dictionary, thesauruses. Okay. That was one of my problems is people did not understand my video where I said nobody controls the weather. And they're like, but they modify it. Modification is real. And I'm like, control and modify are different words.
But have we made a sassy Sears since Buffy tried to have a go at us?
Oh, Jesus, no. Let's taunt him too.
Okay, let's taunt him because he was gunning for me because I lied. I lied to my followers and I had a right and an obligation to put it right. First of all, I don't think he realized that what I was giving my followers actually doesn't come from me. It comes from
He wouldn't Spirit. Know what's real if it bit him in the ass.
He was so aggressive. He made a second video.
Did he?
Yeah, I shouldn't have made that video. It was, Mars was in my such and such, and we're going to blame that. But I was matching Matilda's energy. Fucking hell, were you?
Oh, so my little video where I stared straight at the screen intimidated him, did it? What a pussy.
Yeah, what a pussy.
The shit I can't say on TikTok, but what a pussy. Because, you know what? I am so tired of these bearded white dudes who think they're spiritual warriors on a great goddamn cause who would shrink at the shit we do on a daily basis. The amount of energy we deal with, they can fuck all the way out.
I just want to say, all right, without some of that, I've actually got a penchant for bearded white dudes. So can we just leave that at that? Just, I quite like a bearded white dude as long as he's not a spiritual warrior.
It's more like there's a type. Okay.
Yeah,
so they're all like I
know.
They all want to think they're alpha males in the divine masculine. And I will teach you how to use your yoni. It's that. I've been in the metaphysical community since I was a young girl. Okay.
Every cult started with a middle-aged white man telling us what we should think.
Absolutely. And could liberate us and liberate our bodies and our souls.
Liberated.
And it's just as bad as the ponytailed guy with the black turtleneck and the guitar in university, right? The one who's like, would you like me to recite some Percy Bysshe Shelley for you? It's like, no, his name was Percy, not interested.
I did fall for the odd one of those, but I do have a thing.
We
for
all
bearded
did
white.
when we were like 18, you know, and that's how we learn not to go there again because they carry diseases. We're in a mood today.
Are we on the STIs again? Are we on the trichinosis?
Which I had never heard of that thingy.
No.
I was like, wait, tapeworms? You know, yeah. So
No, but if you are a bearded white guy without a disease, hit me up. Or he wasn't even a proper astrologer. He
doesn't know shit. He doesn't know shit from Shinola.
This is spiritual warfare, I tell you. In what world is there spiritual warfare? Aren't we all supposed to hold hands and sing Kumbaya?
No, I hate that song.
Yeah, well, I did it in Brownies.
we were forced to do it in school too. I'm like, I don't like this. I don't like the person I'm holding hands with. No, it's all down to this, you know, good versus evil. That's why I said he was cosplaying Buffy.
Oh,
you
absolutely,
know, and
wasn't he? The watchers are watching. Oh my god,
that pissed me off beyond all belief. That just like, dude, get a life. If you actually did energy work and you had to do that kind of work, you'd know. And it's not something anybody talks about if they're actually properly trained. Mm-hmm. So go fuck off.
Yes. And for viewers that don't know the story, this is all about the fucking wind machine.
Yeah.
The hurricane machine, and cloud seeding can cause hurricanes. And
no, cloud seeding cannot.
Cloud seeding barely causes rain.
Yeah.
There are arid places. There are farmers. Mm-hmm. There are animals dying of thirst in certain places. Do you not think that they would cloud seed those areas?
Yeah. I wrote a really long post, a public post on my Patreon on what I would tolerate and not. Because I was really clear about it when I came on to TikTok, when I had like 5 people who went, hey, she's weird. We'll follow her. And I was like, hey, I'm a counter voice to QAnon, you know, and I was always very clear. I have never been there to be a neutral observer. In the times we live in, being neutral, you might as well be on the side you think isn't good. And so I wrote I thought, just in case there's any ambiguity.
Yeah.
I'm going to write a post to make sure if people have come to my Patreon, either as free or paid members, and think I will tolerate any kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
They will find out I do not. And by the way, somebody felt yelled at on one of my lives.
Oh, do we have another snowflake? Snowflake alert, snowflake alert. We need to tune for that.
I know.
I need a ditty. Snowflake, snowflake, another snowflake. Sorry.
We're going to have to record that. Yeah.
You can talk about your snowflake.
Yeah.
Is it? Sorry, I'm in a stupid mood. Carry on.
I think we're kind of funny tonight. I think we're going to have a lot of clips. No, so I'm on this live stream and this person's like, and what I hate is I feel the panic, and I think you do too. We can feel the panic. And it's so invasive. It's like, would you fucking get your panic inside your own body? I don't want to feel it. Okay. And so anyway, this person was like,
all.
I don't know. I'm tired. I've been at this for 4 years and my followers are all wonderful and no. But it's these people that just come in and just it's like hairballs from a cat. Yeah. But and we love cats, great. Yeah, right. Okay, sure. But not when they spit up hairballs in your lap. And that's what that is. And they were like, what about the flood or the tsunami you've been predicting for California? And I went, wait, whoa. Okay, that's exactly what it went. Wait, whoa, please don't put words in my mouth. I have not predicted a tsunami for Southern California. I have predicted a mega flood for California in 2025, and I did so like 2-3 years ago. I think it was early 2023, I think, but it might have been end of 2022. I don't remember. And I thought I was exaggerating until last year's weather in Lake Tulare came back, and I went, ooh, I think I'm correct. But I never predicted a tsunami. And people keep getting predictions mixed up around, like they don't pay attention to who is saying who.
I have said this so many times. Listen.
Yeah. And when you misattribute it to us, it's not good, you know? And so it's like intellectual property, so to speak. I'm going to be like, whoa. And in fact, there's times people bring up stuff you've said. I'm like, I didn't say that. Matilda said that. Not because I disagree, but because I didn't say it.
And the thing is though, that people, and you said she felt yelled at and she had a go at
she
you in
took
the
time
messages.
she took time to write this long message. I think I've been a follower and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, then you know I get hounded. And if you feel chastised, and I wasn't that harsh. I wasn't. I just was like, whoa, that was it. It was like, please don't do that. And if so, are you embarrassed? Then deal with being embarrassed. But I didn't even respond because I'm like, you know what? There are hundreds and hundreds of people on those lives.
Can I also say, and I mean this with no disrespect to my followers, the fear out there has been palpable. It has affected me. It hurts.
It hurts.
And I've been teary this week because I felt the fear.
Yeah.
And you don't often get me phoning you and going,
no, you don't. You have a Virgo moon, so for you to be in tears is a big deal. But and please, I got hit the week before.
Yeah.
And it's too much. It's like that's why we withdraw. We'll just withdraw. Yeah. I talked about it on my podcast this week. I will just fucking withdraw. But because I want to feel it.
What I want to say on that is that my messages on my TikTok are closed. For some reason, I still get messages through. I don't know how. I am still currently getting messages, and every message has a sob story in it. So that can be 5 or 6 or 10 a day. And it can be, my mum's sick, my mum died, my aunt died, I'm sad, can you help me? I'm fearful. From there, you go to my emails. Because I do not know why people think that, look, I know that I have a public persona, okay? But to wake up and have sob stories, I need a reading, or not even booking a reading. I've had, somebody died, my husband left me. I can have 5, 6, 10 of those a day on my emails.
What have I told you my strategy is for this occasion?
Ignore them.
Don't read any emails. Don't read any comments. Like I don't read messages. I don't know why that one picked up and I saw it. Yeah. But I get the same thing.
I need to read my emails because it's my business email, but I'm going.
Well, I read other emails, but if it's not from somebody like.
But then I found somebody was messaging me every day until I responded. I am not.
That's a lack of boundaries, and it's not okay.
Yeah, and then
people
my
need to not do
Instagram
that.
Has messages. So on any given day, across whatever platform people can find me, I will have 20 begging emails asking for my service or a trauma dump or a please help me. And I this week became very overwhelmed by it all because I was dealing with my own shit. You mean
we have lives?
Yeah, I know. To have lives. How dare we? It is a lack of boundaries. And I've just found it a bit much this week. And the snowflakes of them in the messages with the I can't cope, this is too much. I don't want to.
If I get asked about my election prediction one more time, I am so, and I mean, I am so tired of the election. Yeah, I have been living 4 years. Yeah. 4 years. 4 years I have been living this election. I am so fucking Done.
Mhm.
If somebody asks me if my prediction, look, I'm going to tell you, there's a rather prominent so-called psychic, she calls herself a master astrologer, who is so full of shit and doesn't know what she's talking about. She changes her shit anytime it doesn't work out.
Mhm.
I am not her. I'm real.
I
So are you.
dislike that person more than I can possibly say. She's even already dipped into Liam Payne's energy, would you believe?
What an invasive bitch.
She was on the Matthew Perry train before his body was cold. It's rude, it's immoral, it's unethical. She timeline jumps.
There's no such thing.
Yes, I know there is no such thing. But
Master astrologer, my hiney.
Yeah, you should message her and ask her where she's done her training.
No, I blocked her ass because I don't want her stealing any of my material.
Oh, she's blocked on mine. 100%. She's blocked on mine. She has no morals. She has no ethics. She has no psychic ability. Everything that she will ever give you is available online.
Yeah.
For anybody that she claims to link into. And she will go.
And it gets people into
my.
Yeah, and she gets into the comment, our people, then, and it's not necessarily our people, but some of our people, because it does confuse people. How do they know? Right? It's just our word against that person's word. And I'm like, accuracy, I don't change my predictions.
Yeah.
Neither do you.
Someone came into my comments and said, well, gave her name and said, this person who is a... What was the wording they used? A well-known and trustworthy psychic. Why should I believe you?
I got that too. Uh-huh. I just went, you mean the fake? I will be like, I will slap it down.
I think that...
Poor Matilda, she's like, she's getting very aggressive.
It's okay. I fed her after midnight. I promised in the last reading that I wouldn't feed her after midnight. She's unstoppable. Can't help it. Have you been out in the rain today?
Yep, I was.
It's just... So the story behind this recording is that Laurie phoned me a bit earlier today and she said, I'm tired. I'm going to go and have a nap because the moon has affected both of us. I'm going to go to bed early, she says, and I'll speak to you tomorrow. I said, good idea, Laurie. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, I'll hear from her in about 4 hours. There's a pattern forming.
I used my magnesium. I used my eye thingies and, the masks.
Yeah.
And they're so lovely.
Oh my God, they're so good.
And I was so asleep. I had my little meditation music on. I was so asleep. And then I snored really bad and woke myself up and I was awake. And I tried for an hour to go back to sleep. And it didn't work.
So she was messaging me and I said, well, I've got some time. Let's do a Sassy Sears. And she said, good idea. Because I feel sassy. I feel sassy.
I do feel sassy.
And, what else is going on? Because I do want to say that both of us said this, and I think we started saying it the beginning of last year, but I haven't looked at your work. I know myself it was around the March time that I said that there would be illness issues with the orange one.
I was talking about this a long time ago.
Yeah.
So in 2023 when I was doing his lunar returns and so it's all in my Patreon.
Yeah, so, I know that I talked about it
and
in
Biden too. Both of them.
But what I had said, and then when the Supreme Court ruling came down regarding Humpty Dumpty, and I both on my Patreon. I think I did a Patreon-only podcast, and I did a video with the Oompa Loompa saying, don't panic, all his secrets will come out. Yeah. Tomorrow appears to be the day that all the secrets are coming out.
Right.
Are we excited? Are we excited?
We are. Very. And watch the rats scramble because it's so much bigger than Trump. And that's what's really scary. Trump himself is actually a fucking joke. It is who he's associated himself with. That is terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's all coming
had
out
that.
tomorrow.
Yep, it is. Yep, it is.
Which is, we are recording this on Friday the 18th of October, but I do mean
but in the
tomorrow.
early hours.
Yeah.
It's like 12:20 in America. It's 12:25 a.m. Mountain Time.
Right.
So
It
for
is-
posterity's sake.
For posterity's sake. Yeah, your US time. I'm already on Friday, so it's
Well, we're
Friday.
on Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Friday. Yeah.
We're recording this on the same day.
We're on the same day. Holy shit. You're still in the future, but not by much.
Yeah. I'm a time traveler. I go back in time all the time. Somebody made a video about me the other day and wanted to know whether I was God or a time traveler. I'm like,
Oh, that's funny.
really?
That's funny.
I wish I was a time traveler because I like bearded men. I could find some.
My fella's bearded,
Yes.
but he's not white.
Well, not particular to being white, but I'm just saying I have a thing. What's it?
So do I. And it's funny because he used to have a little goatee that was it was very hot and very handsome.
Mm-hmm.
But in the winter, he grew out his beard because he doesn't like to be cold. He's a sensitive bug. And anyway, he grew it out and I went, oh, that looks hot. He has never shaved it since. And that was like 6 years ago. I was like, you can do whatever you want with your facial hair. He's like, no, you like it.
Wow.
I'm like,
There you
okay.
go. Maybe I should grow my beard out. What do you think?
I occasionally do. I took care of my beard this week. I was like, holy shit. When you can't see.
I've never had it. I've never had. I am seriously. I go to get my legs waxed, and they go, "Where are the hairs?"
You and my daughter. My daughter's like that. I inherited my half Norwegian grandmother's facial hair and body hair, only she was blonde.
Okay.
I am not. Not fair. That's not fair.
have never had an issue with hair. I have a lot on my head. That's it.
I will tell you, I will never get waxed below the waist.
Oh.
It ain't happening. We're not doing it. I have no desire. That would hurt so freaking bad, and I have so much hair. Like, even when I get my eyebrows done, which I will be doing next Monday, but I have literally had people go, wow, you have a lot of hair. I'm like, do you want a tip? If you want a tip, just shut up and do it, okay? Jesus.
I don't think there should be commentary. I really find it offensive when somebody doing my waxing commentates, okay?
Right?
I went
like,
somewhere
what the fuck?
new a while ago, and I do get waxed. Too much information, all right?
TMI alert.
TMI alert. All right, and they go, oh, I see you've got a C-section scar. What?
How rude.
But it's not even a C-section fucking scar. But it was just rude. I was like, no one has ever pointed that out to me. Not even a man.
Wow, they're usually saying stupid shit.
They say lots of stupid shit, but no, not that. But I just thought that was really rude.
How very rude.
Yes. Well, yes, but yes, I think that waxing, and they all
Oh, can we get it on the record that J.D. Vance ain't going to be president either? The amount of people, I swear to God, people love to start shit and drama. And I think people just like being wound up like tops and have no idea how to just live life.
I love the fact that we've gone from waxing my hoo-ha to J.D. Vance. I want to know.
Sorry, it popped into my head.
I want to know the connection.
Oh, The connection was I said not. You said not even a man had said it, and I said men said say stupid shit, and then JD Vance popped into my head.
Right, he's never ever going to pop into my head whilst I'm having my hoo-ha waxed, ever, or I'm in bed with another man.
next time you get waxed, how much you want to bet JD pops into your head though?
No,
and you'll be like, "Fuck you, Laurie."
Oh my God.
Oh, hey, wait, we came up with a merch idea, and I think we should run a poll.
What was the merch?
Because you were really mad at that person, and you said they should stop being a cuntosaurus. A cuntosaurus. Yes. And then I said, yeah, and they shouldn't be a dipshit lodocus.
So we're going to get mugs with these things on? Who wants a mug with cuntosaurus on?
Yeah, I think we should run a poll. People should like... Yeah, don't be a cuntosaurus, or we could just have cuntosaurus and dipshit lodocus.
I think they'd be good on mugs.
Mugs, absolutely.
Yes.
Take
Matilda
it to work.
and Laurie say don't be a cuntosaurus.
Absolutely.
Or the Sassy Seers say don't be a cuntosaurus.
Yeah, Mm-hmm. I think we should run a poll.
Mm-hmm. I used the word cunt an awful lot in the last 2 weeks. If curse words are going to get me into hell, which there isn't one, I'm on my way. So
you know what? If you are, I'm joining you because that's where the fun's going to be. So.
I have never experienced. As I said on my podcast, I got a target on my back. I must be doing something right, but yeah. But yes, that word has been used a lot. We're going to have to put
and it's like such a big
on this
recording. Yeah, we will. There is explicit content on this one.
We do. Oh my God, no! JD Vance is not going to be president of the United States. JD Vance,
but he is a cuntosaurus.
He is a cuntosaurus.
And a dipshit lodoxus.
Interesting. I don't know why I've got something come up on my screen. It was lots of smiley faces. My take is that he was always the front man, and that the Heritage Foundation have got something on Trumpty Cumpty, and he was just being. I said to you months ago, he's going to be propped up, until he can no longer be propped up and controlled. Yep. But JD Vance was always the front runner to be president. Yep. And it ain't happening because he's got the personality of...
Like, I can't believe that's the guy they found, though.
That's the guy that was pliable. That was the guy that is so desperate for validation from external forces. Money. This is the guy that wrote a book about his life and nobody wants to give a fucking flying frog what his life was like. This is the guy that sung Never Trump Guy.
I know.
He is so desperate for the external validation.
Well, no, he took Peter Thiel's money.
Oh, yeah.
So, and with Musk and Peter Thiel involved, he does want that external. He's a Leo rising. In fact, his chart is strangely very close to Trump's. It's very interesting.
But they're not running the same race. I know it sounds strange, but they're actually not running the same race. No. But watch how the week after the presidential election, Donald Trump's medical records surface and how sick he is and how he couldn't possibly stand trial. And he is in compos mentis.
It's not going to work, though.
No, it's not going to work.
Because he's not in great, unless he keels over, and I don't see him keeling over till at least the end of next year. And
can we just put this on the record? I never said he would die. I said he would have a medical episode before the election, which I think we've already seen.
Oh yeah, he's had more than one.
And I didn't say he would die before the election. I said he would die before he gets to go to prison.
Yeah, And I trust you on that because, like, everybody who's asked me, I'm like, you got to be alive to go to prison. But he also has like 700 years worth of charges he could be facing, and you can't live to see the end of those either. But I don't think he'll see prison. I think he'll be convicted, But I don't know that he lives to see it.
I think he'll be under house arrest or removal from society. If you are a Trump supporter.
He is a flight. Depends on if they get him on treason, though, man. I think that's on the way.
I think he's thought about going to Saudi. I think he's thought about running.
And that's why they're going to have to, like...
They'll take his passport.
He can go on a private plane. He wouldn't need a passport.
Oh, okay.
That's why, like, he doesn't fly commercial.
This is true.
So I would say they'll probably incarcerate him in some way.
Be house arrest.
Yeah, I'd love to see him in Leavenworth.
But if you are a Trump supporter, the next couple of months, you probably won't see much of him before the election, between now and the election. And I said that
couple
last
of
week.
Weeks.
Yeah.
We're like 3 weeks
but
away.
What I'm saying
cannot
is
wait.
The next couple of months is it. You won't be he won't be making public appearances. He won't be, he might be in court, but he won't be doing much because
no, he himself won't.
He will be incapable. But I don't think he's going to make many appearances between now and the election.
No, they've canceled almost all of them. Oh,
yes, I need to find that clip because I said that about 2 days ago. I said they're going to be cancelling everything. Going to wrap him in little bubble wrap like a little baby. He is like a giant baby, isn't he?
Yeah.
Who wears a diaper.
Yeah. But I am literally, because again, I've been on TikTok for 4 years. I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
I'm literally sick of it.
I know.
I am so tired of it. There's so much more coming that I'm like tired of it. And you've given your predictions. I've given my predictions. Like, we're not going to change our fucking predictions.
No.
Go out and vote. Although I loved all the comments on my latest video, people telling me they voted. In fact, one lady, there were like 40 judges on the ballot, and judges are technically nonpartisan in America. But right, but they still have they're not but they're political leaning, right? And so she literally took time to research all 40 to find out which way they leaned.
That's amazing.
Before she voted. And I thanked her. I thank all of you for taking the time, because we shouldn't just vote straight down the line or this one looks good. You got to do some research in this, because the game is not just being played at the executive level. It's being played at the bottom level, dog catcher, school board. Why do you think people believe that someone stole or nuked the moon? Because we cut education, man.
They stole the moon.
Jesus. Or, it's too late to fix the goddamn lead pipes. Jesus.
Yeah, that does worry me.
Or the inbreeding. I don't know. I can't figure it out.
There are some people that have been making videos about the weather that literally are giving Deliverance vibes. I'm sure they share the three teeth between them.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And
you thought that was a work of fiction.
Well, I know. Do you know what also made me really sad? And this should be a federal law. This should be something that people could be charged with. And I'm going to be very serious for a moment. Okay. In a couple of months ago, there was a very, very tragic thing that happened in Southport in the United Kingdom, where obviously mentally ill young man went into a dance studio and stabbed a lot of children, and 3 little girls died. Horrific, should never happen. But one particular female started on Twitter and social media saying that it was an immigrant. The boy was not an immigrant. His family, he was born, but he was born in the UK. All right. She was charged. They hunted her down and they charged her. You can no longer hide behind the internet. It is so easy to find IP addresses and to trace people. That I agree with. And people in the US spreading the FEMA stuff, and also you only get $750 or you can't get $750, or I'm not, but it was being spread.
Yep.
And that is emergency money for people that desperately
it's a
deserve
first
it.
payment. It's an immediate
payment.
That is it. It does not preclude you from other aid, none of that. And FEMA is actually, it doesn't have marshal powers. FEMA is a resourcing and organizing agency. They organize resources and make sure things get distributed. And yes, you have to fill out paperwork because that's what you have to do. But they will ensure, they will do their damnedest to get you that initial, that's to get a hotel room. That is to get a bus out of town if you need to.
Food, milk, whatever.
Food, yeah, whatever it
but
is.
People
it is
that
not the only thing.
Stopped from getting that.
Yeah.
They should be charged. There should be a federal law against
Well,
that.
honestly, freedom of speech does not include dangerous speech. So you do not have the freedom to yell fire in a theater. That is well-established precedent in the United States. And I think the danger is because they have allowed Trump to utilize gray areas in the law and not hold him accountable for dangerous speak. And you can see where Harris is going with it when she's picking it apart like a prosecutor would, obviously. As well should be done. The fact that people haven't, and it part was the media doing nothing and not pointing it out when they really should, because you do not have the right and freedom of speech to say anything that you want. You can't disparage people. You can't defame people. You can't have hateful rhetoric, things like that. And it has not been enforced. Basically,
yeah, they're very, very hot on it in Australia. The public defamation. So we're not talking about conversations between people. We're talking about putting something into print or on a website. People have been taken for a lot of money and taken to court. They can even be arrested if it's harassment, and also the doxing laws here are incredibly strict. So if you dox someone, like put their address up or personal information. So Australia is well ahead of those laws. And the UK are getting close to it. America needs to catch up, but everyone goes, freedom of speech, we should have this, it's a right, it's an amendment. This freaking constitution that you've got that was written 100 odd years ago.
Well, no, it's not a problem. The Constitution is great. And what is the problem is people don't understand it. And the First Amendment was the right to criticize the government without going to jail. And it was done so that the press could have criticism. So yeah, you should be able to call the president anything you want. You can't, but notice it's illegal to like threaten the president on social media.
Yeah.
There have been people arrested for that because you can't do that. But freedom of speech is our ability to criticize the government and say, hey, you're a dodo brain.
Right.
You know, you're not going to go to jail for being a dodo brain, you know? And people think that people just really think, and it doesn't help that Musk and Vance and these people who intentionally skew the lines.
Yeah.
And Musk is going to have his own. He's about to have a hammer come down.
He's going to have a prediction massive problems with Twitter.
Well, he made some strange bedfellows. Yeah, and honestly, funny enough, I don't think the law is going to get him before the strange bedfellows he did business with.
It's going to be very interesting over the next week, to say the least, with information being released. And I'm not just talking about the Trump stuff. There'll be other stuff coming
he's
out.
Being investigated. He's already being investigated for election interference.
Okay.
And I had called that. I was like, I said he'd be investigated or indicted even in October. And then within the first week, because I tell you, my bingo card filled up in the first week of October.
Wow.
Like we're only like 5 squares away and it's the 18th. What the hell?
I was going to do one for November on my Patreon. I just haven't got around to it.
Guys, it was really cute. Matilda asked me if it was okay. I said yes. because I think everybody should have a bingo card.
I have done them before, but because you had recently done one, there are so many things that you and I go to do things at exactly the same time, or we have to change our mind about what we're writing out about in our recording. And I think one week we're just not going to ask each other and see what happens.
I think we should do that and just see what happens, because we'll be right in line. But again, that's why people put us together, because independently, you and I were saying very similar things and making content on similar subject matters.
It's quite amusing, really.
Yeah.
Because she's inside my head. She's inside my head.
I live in people's heads all the time.
Isn't it great, though, when you live in someone's head and they're that worried about you?
Well, there's
that. It gives me so much joy. It gives me so much joy. I just want to be in the head of a bearded man. So, there we go.
Moving on, because that was boom, bum. I just want to be in the head of a bearded man.
Somebody put a comment on. Actually, there's a couple of things because we've had some fan mail.
Did we?
Yes. Have you been into our?
I haven't.
Okay. Let me go in. Can you still hear me?
I can still hear you.
Right. Let me go in.
You typing. She's not smacking her lips. She's typing.
That is just going to be my. I'm just trying to get out of it. Okay.
Oh my God, I'm laughing so hard tonight.
Well, it's fun. It's fun.
But I've taken off from now until my next reading start on the 6th of November. And I booked this time off in the beginning of the year, knowing I have my own transits I have to live through.
So we're tag teaming. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I've forgotten the password.
Oh, hang on. I'll pull it up. Hold on.
Just pull up.
I have it open.
Buzzsprout.
Hold on.
But we got some fan mail. But
what the hell? Hold on. I had my things being weird. Okay, where's Buzzsprout? Here it is. I'm still logged in.
Somebody made a comment.
We're doing really good.
I'm logged into my own Buzzsprout. I'm not logged into the joint one.
I'm into the joint one. Where do I find it? Episodes. Fan mail.
Yeah.
Aw. We got from North Carolina. I love you, Sassy Sears. You've helped me in so many ways. Love you both. Deborah Oliver, North Carolina.
Aw, thank you, Deborah.
Here's another one from Sherman Oaks, California. Love you, ladies. Your podcasts are keeping me sane these days. Matilda, I know your son's birthday party is over. Aw.
You remember that
we
one?
Talked about.
We did talk about that. But thank you, because I know she reached out to me again today. And I have had an exchange with Oliver, and I will get back to you.
I want a message. I like cartoons.
Yeah. Can we just say that Laurie would like a message, please?
I like cartoons.
Do you want Raphael?
Donatello?
Donatello? She would like a message from Donatello. She's been sulking since we talked about that because she's very upset. She would like her own voicemail, please.
I love cartoons.
Yes, you do love cartoons, but she was very, very sad. The lovely voice of Donatello and Raphael for the Teenage Ninja Mutant Turtles reached out to offer my son a Zoom call. And
I love that.
My son is 28 fucking years old, and he had a Teenage Ninja Mutant Turtle party for his birthday.
I see no downside to that.
He was very excited, and his brother was very excited too. So I
love that.
But Laurie would like a call, please. Put her out of her misery.
I do. I love cartoons. I do. I know. I get so serious about everything. I'm like, people be like, what about this music person? I'll be like, I don't listen to popular music.
No.
They'll be like, what about this TV show? I don't watch TV. Bring up a cartoon. I'm like,
yeah.
All day long.
See, and
They're
hate
written
cartoons.
better.
I hate cartoons. No,
they have better stories.
I don't like. Top Cat was my favorite cartoon as a kid. That's how old I am. But I've never been I don't know. It's not that I dislike them. It's just I've not been a fan.
One of my favorite cartoons, because I used to watch anime with my son when he was a teenager, especially after his sister moved out, like her first move out as a grown girl. And so those 3 years, I was like, okay, we're going to do whatever. Just like, so whatever he wanted to watch, we'd watch, or, you know, and we watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Okay.
And that was so addicting. And it's actually a really good primer on energy work.
Oh, okay.
And they deal kind of like with the 7 deadly sins, but how it grows inside of you. And that when you do magic, there is an exchange. It's kind of operating off that school of magic.
Cool.
And it's a really, really good show. Like, I know I've got younger listeners here going, oh my God, she watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Cool. But I love cartoons. I do.
I have the attention.
Not all of them.
Yeah, Top Cat was my favorite, and I watched it religiously. But what I was saying before we went on to the fan mail, I had some comments on my Patreon about our podcast, and one of them was that they must remember never to be eating or drinking when they listen to us.
I've gotten a few of those too. Yeah. I'll record a little warning before the start of this.
I think so.
We're very funny.
And
because this is definitely a coffee choking or a tea choking
and
episode.
also put a warning for language because...
Oh, I will. I'll make it sure. Because there's a little toggle. There's a little toggle for explicit content that I apologize. I can put it in the most, yeah.
I apologize to anyone I have offended. But
I don't.
I would be lying.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not going to apologize. I'm unapologetic right now.
I'm spicy. Yeah. And
like spicy meatballs.
Like spicy meatballs. And I want to eat. That's all I want to do is eat.
I know. I still want to make the chocolate brownies.
Did you find the recipe?
Oh, I'll make it. I'm good at making up recipes.
Okay. Well...
So we have a lot of, I love listening to you guys, which is super sweet. That's so nice.
Is that on the Buzzsprout?
Hi, ladies. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, a bunch of those. So you guys can leave us a message.
You can send us the text.
On the buzz. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And.
Yeah. Sorry, trying to find my way back. Okay, I'm back. I got lost. But yeah.
Easy to do. What else do you want to talk about today? Because, you know, we haven't had any quail men. I don't think neither of us has spent a lot of time on TikTok this week, to be fair, because it's been too spicy for us.
Yeah, I haven't really. I was busy with my Patreon. And that's where I retreat to. I'm like, I'm going to go where it's safe. I'm going to the Patreon.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm getting to that point, and I'm trying to build up my content on Patreon before I go into La La Land for a while and have a nice big snooze. So
that was my message to you. I don't have readings until you're out of surgery.
I know, we're playing tag team because I'm reading like crazy trying to get all of, because I had to bring November into October. So I'm reading like crazy, and you're picking up the slack on the day that I go down to Melbourne to hospital.
Yep, there we are. Yeah.
And then,
although I've got a 6-week coaching program starting on Saturdays, so
that sounds fun.
Yeah, that is fun. So
I have nothing because I have worked on nothing.
Well, you're getting ready to go into surgery.
But I want to release my my year ahead, which will be, I have decided I'm not going to do an event. I'm going to pre-record it, but put questions out there prior. Patreons can ask a question.
Oh, there you
for
go.
it. And I will pre-record it for 2025 because I don't know how long I'll be able to sit. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. So I
don't know how the recovery is going to go. Yeah,
going to release it as an event, but pre-recorded. Does that make sense? You have to buy it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have to buy it rather than buy a seat, and then you've just got all the access to it. And my own coaching program, which will go live for February.
There you go.
And that's it. Just working on next year because I'm already booked until the end of January.
Yeah, my calendar isn't open yet. I'll make that decision into November. I have to get stuff together. So
I will not be releasing. I am sorry. So the 1st of November, I will be releasing some appointments for early, like January or February. That is it. I will not be making a release in December, and I will not be making a release in January. So if you don't book in November, that's it. Because I need to catch up. I can't be this far ahead. It's not fair.
no, and my booking system, which I don't know, it didn't for a while do what yours does, where you could like start and stop or have different days, but they changed that this year. And so now I don't have to just keep the open calendar.
Right.
Which is great because it is not unusual for me to be very booked
if
out.
I left
And
my calendar
I would like
open,
to just
I'd be booked out to the end of next year.
Yeah. And so I prefer, like, sometimes I just want to go take a road trip.
Well, that's exactly what I want to do more teaching. I still want to do readings, but I need to work out how I'm going to logistically do it. And
that's my thing.
If I release March and I decide to go and spend March in California, then I've got to change my dates, or I decide that I want to go to London.
Or having to change the hours and stuff. Because when I traveled this year, oh my God, I had to, because I was booked out. Because I hadn't decided to travel until last minute.
Yeah.
And I have a Sag Mars. I need to be spontaneous. I can't just be like, people are like, you need to plan it out in advance. I don't want to.
No.
I am 55. I just want to be able to do whatever the hell I want to do.
Next year, when my back is fixed, I intend to be in the US for a month. I'm going to go to Europe for a month. I want to do some traveling. And
you deserve it.
I felt like a cooped up pigeon this year.
I bet.
I need to get out. But yeah, so I won't be releasing anything past November.
Yeah, and I'm working on getting some, like, there might be a reader coming in and another couple I'm training. And no, don't reach out to me for training because I'm not going to say yes. Just don't. I'm just saying it right now, people. And then I'll be doing limited one-on-ones because I want to teach. I want to be able to reach more people.
I'll be doing, I still will be doing readings. I just need to catch up. I can't be doing this far in advance.
Yeah.
But you've got exciting plans for next year. I've got exciting plans for next year. They do involve all of you guys.
Absolutely.
And the Patreon, the readings, the social, the podcasts, they're all still happening, but we do a lot.
We do, and we're needing to, like, this full moon hit my 6th house, and that's work, health, and service. And it's time. I have to take care of myself.
Yeah.
So it's past time. So I'm trying to not spread myself so thin, and I'm finally in a position I don't have to, so thank God.
I mean, that's the amazing thing. But I definitely want to get out there and travel and see some of this world next year if we're able to.
Yeah, depending on what happens.
We'll see. Get a rowboat and head over to LA. Anyway, my dear, anything else you would like? Do you need to promote anything? What have you got coming up?
Just the coaching program that starts on the 19th, which this may be out then, this may not be. And then my 2025 Year Ahead event, I've put it out to patrons. And so I don't have it up for the public yet, but it is on November 23rd. So patrons got their juicy discounts today. But yeah. And that's the follow-up event. Because remember, I did it in June. But I always do a follow-up because context can add to things. I don't think too much of it is changing from what I did in June. But it's still, will at least be post-election and knowing where we're going from there. I may do a lot of haha, told you so's.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to make those videos.
Oh, yeah, me either. Me either. What have I made you promise?
It must have been a secret because I forgot.
I said that I will be waking up just as you are becoming aware of information
of who
in
went.
the US.
Yeah.
And what are you to you were to give me a blow-by-blow account.
I am. You will get a text like this is happening, this is happening, this is happening.
I want to feel a part of it, even though I will be out of it.
I know. It was so funny when you told me, you're like, they've scheduled my surgery for this day. And I went, well, actually, that's okay. Because we won't know we will and we won't. We won't know the final results till like mid to late November.
Temper tantrums, but you will know.
Mm-hmm.
You will. I don't think
it will be irrefutable. Yeah. It will be irrefutable.
There will be no doubt as to whom the winner is. There will be temper tantrums, threats, litigious in blah 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 blah.
They're so ready for the litigation. They're already ready. They're already lined up for it.
Yeah, well, I would take so much pleasure in being Kamala Harris because I am so petty. I would want to rub his nose in it so much. Somebody, actually, on more than one occasion, I have seen comments on my posts, and I think it's from more than one person. Will you and Laurie just come and work for our government and tell them how it should be?
Oh, God, I'd love to. They wouldn't want me there.
So, yeah, the FBI will just, engage two witches.
Well, I'm already pretty convinced that because of some of the countries that do tune into my podcast, I'm pretty sure it's people in intelligence.
Yeah.
And I occasionally make that joke, but I've had, and I'm like, yeah, I do know what I'm talking about. Thank you for noticing. But yeah.
They can.
I'm like, why would a person in that country be tuning in? I'm like, would that be like the local consular office?
I'm sure we're on a list somewhere. We're on a watch list.
Oh, it wouldn't be the first time I've been on a list.
Yeah, me either. I like being
that opinionated old broad. She's at it again.
There is a reason that I try and keep a low profile.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know exactly why that is.
Yeah, exactly.
I've done nothing illegal. Yeah. Can I just say I've done nothing illegal?
Yeah, no.
But I have family members that work in intelligence.
Well, and there's reasons there's subject matter I don't cover.
Yeah.
And it's because of family and beloveds. And, when people are like, you must tell us about this. And I'm like, you are not entitled to my information.
No.
I will not talk about certain things on TikTok. I might talk about it cautiously in my Patreon. But again,
things I don't cover in TikTok. Because of the person that I know, or that is very close to me, that has the connection to intelligence, but also the fact that I work for a large community of people.
Absolutely.
Some of those are very well known, and some of them would also have a connection to people that have passed or have been in the media, or so I have to be very cautious about things that I say. And I don't gloat about things unless it's to do with Donald Trump.
I cannot wait to make those videos. I'm chomping at the bit.
I
will put on makeup for that.
I think that I am sending mine off to the videographer, like
that's great.
splitting them all up. Because
I've been gathering to do a montage of all the ones. This will
be a montage, and it will be.
I've got some really funny ones I've done too, where I've gone use the sound no. Yeah,
so I've got a lot, and my lives. So I need to pull them all out and choose the time, the start time, of all of those, and send them off to the video specialist so that it's ready to go. And I won't have any problem releasing that when I know that she's the person. He is not going to. It is going to be. You've got to vote. That's all I'm going to say. Vote, 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 vote.
And vote down ballot. Vote down ballot. Because the Heritage Foundation is eroding the fabric of the nation at the local level. So vote all the way down. Vote. It's so important.
All the way down.
Yes, all the way
down.
Go down on America. Go down on America.
And here again, the sassy seers have lowered the tone of this podcast. We are supposed to be very serious human beings.
We're supposed to be highly spiritual.
Highly spiritual, highly serious. She's not.
We are.
Keep telling yourself that. All right. Anything else? No?
I think we're good.
We're good.
Yeah. Hasta la vista.
All right then. Bye.
All right. Bye.